Okay, good afternoon. This is Debbie Davis. It is December 10th, 2024. Okay, so I just did a video. I was trying to log on to my computer today, and this McAfee thing keeps popping up. Then it tried to say that I need more storage. So the deep state is on my computer. They've been on my computer since I became a whistleblower. It's been now 13 years. Okay, so these are, I know too well, after being a targeted person this long, all the games that you play, so don't bother getting these, don't bother falling for these things where they're making you pay for storage. These companies, half of these companies are owned by the deep state that make you pay for this stuff. And they don't even work. They can hack into and all this software, this firewall software and everything. They can hack into all that. So I don't even know why companies bother paying like thousands of dollars for it. The deep state can hack into all of that. They created this software. Half of the deep state works in the big tech industry. So anyway, I wanted to talk about the CIA today, because this is the CIA that is most of the deep state. Well, I mean, it's multiple agencies. So I've talked about this. I've talked about all the agencies. I was just on a radio show talking about all the agencies involved. It's not just the CIA, but it's mostly the CIA. The CIA is the most dangerous part of the deep state. So I wanted to just, I don't know, I'm sure there are some, CIA people that originally are of the original CIA that was originally supposed to be set up to protect our country from national security threats, but it is no longer doing any there. I mean, I don't know who these people are, but the good people are in danger. Just like a good cop, working with bad cops. The good cops in danger. Any of the good FBI people are in danger, because a lot of that organization is deep state. So so even the good CIA, if there are some, they're in danger. And I believe that Robert Steele, I believe he was trying to actually expose the CIA, and he was trying to work with the Trump administration. And I don't know what happened there, because the last thing you saw was a picture of him with a mask on, where he had COVID, and then nobody ever heard from him. And there was rumors like, he was like put into protective custody. The same thing with that. There was another YouTube influencer. Same thing. Like she was told that she was supposed to be put into protective custody by the White Hats or whatever. But I think the CIA was involved in. I believe Robert Steele is actually dead for real. And I forgot the name of that. She was that lady from Malaysia, and she was like, she had dragon family. It started with a C. But yeah, her and Robert Steele, like the last thing you saw of them was that mask on, like over COVID. And I believe they were told that they were going to be put into protective custody, and they were trying to give information, provide information, but they in turn, were supposed to be put in protective custody. But I don't think it turned out like they thought it was going to turn out. I think that they were told something by these deep state infiltrators, and that they were going to be put into protective custody, and I think they were really killed. I think they're both really dead. I believe Robert Steele was trying to do the right thing, working for the CIA, and I believe that he was told that he was going to be put in protective custody, but then we got to fake your death. So then the last picture you have of him is under, you have this mask on, like he, then they were going to fake his death saying he died of COVID, but I don't believe he was really put into protective custody. I believe that the deep state side of the CIA killed him. And I can't remember that, Karine or whatever her name was. Same thing with her. The last picture you saw of her was in the hospital with that mask on. And I believe that she was told the same thing. I believe she was told that, because she knew she was in a lot of danger. She was exposing, like, secrets because she had things in her family, apparently, on the, that went back to China and whatever. And I believe she was told the same thing. And then nobody's ever heard anything from her. So I think they were both murdered by the deep state side of the CIA. That I'm just trying to get people to wake up as to how evil this agency is. This agency, we all know that John F. Kennedy. We all know who killed John F. Kennedy was the CIA. I mean, that's become pretty much widespread knowledge now, has it not? I mean, and then the guy that apparently killed him, was really just a Ponzi, and it was like 2 or 3 different shooters, set up by the CIA, and because apparently he was going to, he said things like, "I'm going to shatter the CIA into 1 million pieces." Oh yeah, that came out of JFK's mouth. And so who do you think killed him, after he said something like that? The CIA, okay? Then we have, then we have Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King, he was killed by the CIA, and then shortly after, his mother was killed, and then several other people in his family. There's been like 3 people in his family killed, and in the Kennedys, multiple people were killed. That's why JFK Jr. Was afraid. And I believe there's different theories. The theory that makes the most sense to me is that I believe he faked his death, JFK Jr., in the plane crash. I believe that was faked, and I believe he knew he was in danger. But then there was one leaked thing that came that I was shown, or that I heard of, that he was actually alive after that, but then they got him and he was found dead in some hotel, like maybe a year later or something like that. So I don't believe JFK Jr. is still alive. I believe they found out that he faked his death to try to get away from the deep state, but then they found him. So, I mean, there's agents like all over the world. There's these CIA, and I believe that that the drones are our own CIA, our own deep state side of the CIA that are putting this out there. And the one guy said that he saw something coming down from it. That's why he shot at it in New Jersey. So, I mean, what was coming down from the drone? And then there's been talk about radiation has been spiking in the areas that they are. So are they emitting radiation? Timothy Alberino said that according to the research that he did on the drones, they are Navy drones. They are our own drones, but they seem to be coming. So they're Navy drones, and some people have said that they've seen them come up from the ocean. So there might be coming up from some kind of a secret base under the ocean. So I don't trust them at all, and I wouldn't trust them over my. I believe this is a national security threat, and why would anybody trust what this Mayorkas has to say when he's the one that hasn't been securing our border? And Homeland Security was created years ago after the Patriot Act. Homeland Security started illegally spying on all of us after 9/11 and spying on all the real patriots. We were the victims of the Patriot Act, the real patriots. That's when they started implementing all of the illegal spying. And so that was, we thought that they were trying to protect us from terrorists, when really they started, that's when they started implementing all of this spying technology for the police, spying technology for the CIA, all the deep state. They can illegally spy on any of us after that, because of that bill that Bush passed called the Patriot Act. So that's when this illegal spying started. But I just had another, just this morning I had that unmarked sheriff drive by again. So I have tried to make phone calls to the public commissioner, because they're supposed to be authorized by the public commissioner of safety to be unmarked driving around here. Nobody's ever returned my call. I've tried calling Hennepin County. Why do you have an unmarked sheriff around here? It's clearly trying to. I am the subject of his undercover work. I am, and they want it's like a threat tactic. They want me to know that I am the subject of their undercover. Because when he pulled me over, I go, "Are you doing undercover work?" And he wouldn't answer me. He was like, "Yeah, yeah." So that was a yes. So and who's the undercover work that you're going after? That would be me, because I'm a main target. I'm probably one of the most targeted individuals of all. I mean, I don't have like the voice to skull or anything like that, like some of these people have. But I mean, I have literally been harassed to death, and I have multiple attempts on my life. Multiple, and I'm an innocent veteran. I was an innocent whistleblower. I mean, and they won't even let me have a court date in Arizona. The judge that is trying to dismiss my case in Arizona was assigned to be a judge by John McCain. It was a female judge. I've talked about her before. But a lot of people don't know the history of Martin Luther King. How after his death, there was like 3 people in his family that were also murdered by the deep state CIA. So if you think that this is some kind of a game, or this isn't a real national security threat, we have a real national security threat, and it's called the CIA. Okay, and it's called the deep state. And what's happened is they have infiltrated every single agency. Okay, and then I just talked about that email that I got from the EEOC in Minnesota here. Like, these people, they don't even work out of their homes anymore. They just send these emails from, their home. They hide at their house because they know they're doing dirty. I mean, so I'm supposed to have this EEOC appointment here, and she sends me this email, this lady named Karen. Due to unforeseen circumstances, we're going to have to cancel your EEOC intake. Okay, and then she's like, well, fill out this form though, and we'll get back to you at a later date. And then I said, oh, what's a later date? Like a year from now? Like, just the way that you push this out from April to December? Yeah, I mean, it's a stalling tactic. They use stalling tactics. This woman is just trying to blow me off and not let me file an EEOC complaint. Clearly I was discriminated against, and clearly I was illegally fired, and it's happened. It happened to several other people there, and we were, and they're doing this to them too. They're doing this to the other people. Like, they're giving us all the runaround, so we can't, all say the same thing, and try to. Because there were several of us that got let go at the same time, like within a short time against each other. So they know we have a case. That's why they're just, they're threatened by me coming in and doing this. So they're trying to blow me off. So these agencies, they're not doing their job. So they just need to be eliminated. I don't understand why, when our country is in the financial state that it is, where we're, giving all this money to Ukraine, and then paying all these dumb agencies that aren't doing their jobs. I mean, yeah, that is why it's so important to do what Elon Musk is doing, like with this Doge, he calls it. I mean, we have to just eliminate these offices that aren't doing anything. So, I mean, this EEOC isn't doing anything. The Department of Labor isn't doing anything to protect people. They're not doing their jobs. You know, so they're like a fake government agency. They're like pretending to be a government agency, but they really aren't, or a state agency. Same thing with the CIA. They're not a real government agency. They're 100% deep state. And we have 100% a threat, national security threat going on with these drones. They, well, somebody needs to try to get a hold of the Navy, since Timothy Alberino figured out the model number of what kind of drones they are, and they're apparently Navy drones. And if you can't get a real answer from the Navy, then you know that, you know, they're not authorized. It's not like a real government. If you can't get a real answer from the Navy, then you know it's a national security threat, and that somehow the CIA is involved, and so they have so much power. They somehow gained so much power that they are above the state offices. They're above the FBI, and they're the top somehow. Somehow the deep state CIA has the most power in our country. So basically, the CIA is running our country. So I've seen this, you know, firsthand, how much power they have, because they've had so many agencies come after me, and for all these years, and I know, and it's like, you know, prior to me being a whistleblower, I never had anything like this happen. So, you know, clearly it's been ever since I've been a whistleblower. And so they can infiltrate anywhere you go. Like, they've infiltrated everywhere I go. Like, they've infiltrated people to be around me at different jobs. They've infiltrated the FBI. They've infiltrated the police. They've infiltrated everything. And so, you know, they seem to have the most power and the most money, and they are the biggest threat, the CIA. And they have assassins, and they will, you know, kill. They have killed multiple multiple politicians and people in different entertainment. Anybody that gets out of line, whistleblowers. I mean, who do you think is killing all the whistleblowers? I mean, look at all the whistleblowers that ended up dead. Phil Haney, Homeland Security, you know, he got shot in Texas. They did a whole cover-up on that. Isaac Cappy, you know, he supposedly, you know, jumped off a bridge in Arizona. Oh, but that was just right after he was exposing some people in Hollywood, right? You know, I mean, who do you think is killing these people? It's the deep state CIA. They are the biggest threat in our country. It is a national security threat. They are a national security threat, the deep state. So we have to find who these people are and arrest them, because they are a national security threat. The CIA is a national security threat, and we need to treat it as such and quit playing games with these people. They've proven that they're willing to kill at the highest level. They started with JFK in 1963. So, I mean, you know, and they've gotten just way more advanced since then. So if you think that they're not going to kill you, or try and kill Trump again, or, I mean, you know, any of the new coming people are in severe danger, you know, with these deep state people. I mean, they'll do anything. They'll do whatever it takes to stop this, you know, from Trump getting back in. You kidding me? You know, they've proven what they're capable of. Okay, so I just want people to understand, like, do your own research on Martin Luther King and all of the people that got killed in his family. That was all CIA. There's a whole line of people in the Kennedys that were murdered. You know, they targeted that whole bloodline because what JFK said, you know, I'm going to, you know, shatter the CIA into a million pieces. Those were his words. And he was killed shortly after that. Okay? So, I mean, if you think these people are playing games, think again.